Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. With me, as always, is Bill Bush, owner-operator of DrivingRangeHeroes.com. You can find him at Range Heroes on all the social medias. I'm Chris McEwen. You can find me at Chris McEwen. We're here. We're back together at the lovely 5-Iron Golf in River North, Chicago, Illinois.
Yep, that's the one.
It's good to be back together. Thank you again, 5-Iron and the guys here that take care of us and let us do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very appreciative. Before we start the show, I see we're both sporting the Rowback regalia.
You look at you, just doubled up.
I got the hoodie.
The works.
I got the hoodie vest combo. So if you go to rowback.com, Bill, and you fill your cart with whatever you want, maybe you want one of these nice, soft, warm.
And I'm telling you, when
zips.
this fleece came out, this was the only like pattern one. I'm like, well, you got to get that one. It's a whole bunch of new patterns. Whole bunch of new patterns.
So you can get one of those. You can get one of these vests. You can get a hoodie. We talked about the hoodies last time. Big fan.
Yep.
And you can do all that, put it all in your cart, and then enter Range Heroes 15.
Range Heroes 15.
Right, at checkout, and you get 15% off that entire order. Not just one thing, all the things that are in your cart.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, so go and do that. Also, I brought them to display here.
Hold this.
Okay. 2 mics, wow. I brought them to display here, but we didn't have a table. We didn't feel like using the table. But big shout out to Bridgestone, our favorite golf ball, the number one golf ball in golf.
In golf.
Yes.
This'll work.
Yeah. So a couple things on the set list tonight. I don't know.
Miserably cold here, and you're like,
yeah.
Nice little cocktail, maybe stop off at the beer cellar, have a beverage. Like, no, can't do it. I feel like I got through that first weekend, and I've been okay since. And I think it's the only weekend, but like that, surviving that was all it takes. So now I'm not like, oh, I need a drink at all. We did discuss I'm a little sick of water.
Yeah, I drink so much water.
The recess beverage I discussed last show is still delightful, but it's not giving me the variety of my spice in the spice of life and all that. But
right.
At the same time, I feel good. I'm happy with it. I was talking to my wife about it, and I was explaining to her that when I started doing this, you were already doing it.
Yeah.
That first year, I'm like, I had like real deal withdrawal. And nothing this year.
So I had a similar experience that first week or whatever, that I had pangs, sort of. I just like almost out of habit.
No, that sounds like withdrawal.
Well, I mean, maybe it was
pains. Yeah.
I mean, it did, but it felt like like when someone loses an arm, they still feel like they have an arm. It's kind of how I felt without a beer or a cocktail at the end of the night, and usually what happens is our schedule is we have dinner, and then my wife will go to bed before me. She goes to bed relatively early. I'll stay up. I'll have a drink, and I'll go and I'll play piano, work on a song, like practice, or maybe I'll just read a book or whatever.
Or you'll do what I in the rare occasion I stumble into it, you're Mr. TikTok creator now.
I am, right.
1 to 2 minute hit guy, and I'm like, I gotta turn this off.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. Now I feel like I have all this time on my hands because like there's something too that I enjoy just sitting with the drink.
Here's what you should do. Have a sinus infection that you haven't been able to kick for a month.
Right.
That certainly helps things.
Yeah.
B, have your beloved car, well, I was going to say die on, but you've lived that, so never mind.
I have. Not during dry January, I don't believe.
No, not. But it creates a nice distraction from alcohol because you have to deal with that all the time. Can I tell you a quick story about that real quick that I just thought of that maybe our viewers and listeners would like? So my car has been having what we believe to be a transmission issue, and they're all computerized now. So, and it's an automatic. So, it's not like, basic shifting process now. The computer's messed up. It's not going to do it.
Right.
I drove my car from my house to Westmont, Illinois.
Oh, God.
Never shifting out of first gear.
Oh.
And back road.
To get it to the garage that was going to work on it or something?
To get it to the dealership. Okay. Because we're at that stage. Like, I just need somebody who can tell me what's going on. Read all the codes. Do it the right way.
Yeah. That's brutal.
Yeah, it was.
That's super brutal.
It's like a 15-minute drive that took about 35 with some blinkers and. But man, God. I don't know if it's all the Goodwilling trips or whatever. But man, the amount of side roading I know in towns near me.
Yeah.
I never realized it.
Yeah, because you couldn't go on like a highway.
No, I had to go down. What was it? Maybe Westmore in. I think that's like Downers Grove, Oakbrooky, I don't know, area.
Yeah.
I had to be on a 35 for a little bit, but I got off that as soon as I could. And actually, the road where I cut off was that golf course we played where you left your Pearl Jam hoodie. And
Yeah.
It was a side road behind that. That was the one to get off into safety. I was like, I happen to know this area too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
brutal.
That story sounded funnier.
If anyone has a spare Acura transmission,
laying around, just
put it in the comments.
Let me know.
Right? Yeah.
I'll trade you. I'll tell you what. You can pick any piece of equipment that we still have in our possession in our Gear Talks and review stuff. I will trade you that piece of equipment for that transmission.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good deal.
And some Bridgestone golf balls.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. The other big news is the new family member in the Bush household.
Yeah, if we were doing a remote show, I could bring her on screen. But yeah, Lily the guinea pig.
Right.
Lily the guinea pig. We committed to. It's been kind of nice not having a dog and the freedom of it, but wanting a pet. And I got beaten down, and we have a guinea pig now. And this.
Do you know anything about a guinea pig? Like, are you going in cold on how long does a guinea pig live?
7 years ish. Okay. It sounds like.
Okay. What does it eat?
Hay, pellets.
Okay. All right. It's a pretty low maintenance.
Yeah. Lettuce. But they're surprisingly not low maintenance. They're very fragile. They're herd animals, so they like other guinea pigs. They don't like to be alone, as I think we're learning. They are prey animals, so they're basically. I read this, and there's a good way of putting it. They don't know, in their open-topped cage, that in your house, a giant vulture or something is going to sweep in and get them. So they're
always hiding.
Or they're always frantic, or they don't want to be picked up or whatever.
Right. That's why they scatter, get their food, and shoot. Right.
And so ours just likes to be hidden in her corner. Now it's early.
Yeah, they come around, right? Like they learn that
we'll see.
Yeah.
But we were like, we'll see. I mean, if she's really bad, maybe we'll consider getting a second one. So she has a companion.
Yeah,
we're like this poor guinea pig.
Say, you're gonna have a second one before the end of dry January.
She needs it. I feel it's funny saying it that way, but her first doctor's appointment is Monday. Okay, and basically
what
we're
do they check on a guinea pig?
She's gonna go. We'll go and be
check her teeth, take her temperature.
I have no idea
why.
But you have to go to an exotic vet.
Well, yeah.
The good news is, Chris. Having a long history with turtles,
right?
We have an exotic vet on hand
in the Rolodex.
Yeah, so we're just vet guy. Shout out Ness Exotic Wellness.
Oh my God!
We're bringing her in as long as clean bill of health. She's good to go. We're gonna hit up the rescue place, and here's
You can rescue guinea pigs?
Yeah, oh yeah, we got it from a
Oh,
rescue.
that's awesome.
Well, because everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna have a guinea pig, and
Yeah.
like I say about the turtles all the time, like they're work and they're not nothing.
Yeah.
And so, let me just tell you, going to the place to get the guinea pig we did, this was a world I didn't know
Did
existed.
they do like a background check on you and stuff? And
Not quite a background check, but you get screened.
yeah, you screened for sure.
And
yeah.
which in a way, I'm glad for that. You know, I don't.
Right.
Do
Is the screening like? Do you have snakes in your house? Do you have?
I don't
wolves?
know all the questionnaire,
Do you
but
have
you
vultures?
have to prove all of your equipment.
Okay.
Like we brought our water bottle in. She's like, no, it's too big. That's good for like rabbits. And we're like, well, but Guinea Dad on YouTube says. And she's like, I like him, but no, that one.
Shut
it's
up.
like, okay. So
Is that? Did they sell you one there? Because I feel like that's kind of like a scam.
they will not. They don't make money off, and any profits they make go back to the rescue.
Fair. Okay.
And so I think we got that, some treats and some other stuff, plus the adoption fee, and it was like $47.
Really? Okay.
Sinus infection.
You sound awesome.
Oh, it's
still.
the worst.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we got this guinea pig. Get the clean bill of health. We're getting a second one.
Now you're gonna have 2 guinea pigs, right?
Yeah, and it's it's the worst because I'm like, I don't even really want it in the first place, but I'm like, no, I get it. Let's get a second one.
Right. Okay. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations to the family.
It still beats dog responsibilities. I'll tell you that.
100%. But like, who's gonna handle it while you guys go to Wisconsin or something? Or do you just put
that's
her
what
in
I
the
was
car?
gonna say. So theoretically, you can bring her with.
Yeah.
But this experience of going to the place was something. And I'll just say, the lady's like, oh, well, we can board for you. And, you can't just put any guinea pig with your guinea pig. She's like, if you think you want to get a second one to bond, like, we'll bond them for you. So
Shut up,
basically,
really?
We'll drop her off with the rescue
Yeah.
and try them out. And they'll do it
Really?
for us and be like, okay, they get along, and we'll
Yeah.
keep them together for a few days, and then just come up and pick up both your guinea pigs.
Really?
So it's a pretty sweet setup.
Do you
but,
put like a collar on them or anything? Like,
No,
if you
like-
get 2, how are you gonna tell the difference between the 2? Like, what if they look
Well,
exactly alike?
They don't.
No
Like,
guinea pig looks
we don't-
exactly alike?
Well, they might, but like we don't look exactly alike.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
It's the same thing with a guinea pig.
Yeah,
Same
all
thing
right.
with like 2. You could have 2 Shih Tzus, and
right.
they look different.
yeah.
Same thing. Now I will
yeah.
say this: when we were looking at them at the rescue, there was a bonded pair, and Sarah's like, I can't tell them apart. We can't get those.
Right. That's what I mean. It just, I
So I
don't know.
guess it's possible, but I think going into it, be like,
It's
no.
not like you crossbreed guinea pigs. Like,
Lily has a unique look though,
yeah.
and patterning. So I feel like it'd be pretty tough to stumble into the same one.
All right. Just say maybe just put a little marker on her or something. Like
Yeah.
when your kid is born and you mark the foot just to
Right,
make sure.
right, exactly. Be fine.
All right. So the big news. Oh yeah, you did make a little addition there. Our 2 guys. A lot of TV time for these 2 guys.
Yeah. Well,
Akshay and Sahith were on TV a lot.
Akshay, I think it's kind of funny, and I feel like if that's not Akshay in a nutshell, good position, playing some really good golf, and just I turned it on like in the last hour and a half on Sunday, and I'm
Okay.
like,
Oh yeah, where'd he go?
where is he? He's not
He
even
was
in
gone.
the mix. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking he must have shot like 7 over or something. No, I think
No.
he was 2 under on the day, except the amount of people shooting 10, 8
Right.
over, et cetera, or under. I'm sorry.
I mean, he double bogeyed 1. You're like, well,
Yeah,
that's that.
but Sahith doesn't even win, and he shot 10 under that day
I know.
to get into contention.
I
And
know.
I gotta say, like,
That was fun.
how he on 18, it was 18, right?
Yeah,
that
when he
when
bailed.
he lipped out,
Oh yeah.
and he
Yeah.
lipped out the birdie putt. I'm like, ah,
Yeah, that was tough.
yeah,
Yeah, because that would have been a 61, right? If that didn't lip out, because didn't he shoot a 62?
I thought it was for 62, but I mean, it could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
It would have been. It would.
Yeah.
He shot 10 under. It would have been a 62.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
He was 10 under, and it's a par. That course being a par 73 for those guys
Oh, that's
is
right.
hilarious to
Yeah,
me.
that I will say because it's once a year. and it's the start of the golf season. I love Kapalua anyways.
It's
It's
awesome.
It's super fun to like the ball roll clock is fun. They got the drone chasing the ball.
Yeah.
I really, plus the course is just
And
crazy fun.
To our comments last week on the show, I do not care if they shoot 7,000 under par. Like go ahead, let's see it. Let's see 477-yard drive.
Well, that's the thing that's the other thing I like about it too is that yes, you're going to get that rollout and you're going to have these 400-yard drives or whatever, but man, you better know how to putt. You better be able to putt because that was Akshay. His putter went cold and he was done.
Well, and those military base size putting greens, right? They're just massive.
That's what I mean. Yeah, right.
So.
Right.
3-putt for you and me, 3-putt would be a miracle.
Yeah,
but it was something. Can I be the downer about in a day watching on Sundays where set in for me about this event? So normally a golf tournament comes to town in the continental U.S. and they're like, oh, the amount of that gets infused into local charities and the economy and attendance this, attendance that.
Yeah.
Kapalua, it's not like they're getting a huge amount of destination
Spectators
attendance, like people going, let's go to vacation in Hawaii and go check out that event. I'm not saying no one, but not a huge amount.
Right.
So then you would think it's probably, they're banking on some local attendance. That whole island got destroyed. Right. And they said something that half of the golf course staff was homeless.
They lost their homes.
And I'm looking at the tournament, and they have all of the buildings and facilities set up on the course, which that all had to come from somewhere and cost money. And I'm sure there was a narrative all week about oh no, this is good. It's raising money to help rebuild, or all of the money being spent on the tournament.
Oh, could have
just gone to rebuilding.
Well, you could say that for every tournament, everywhere, all the time.
But I think there's an argument to be had. So the Western Open at Cog Hill back in the day,
right?
Something like that happens around here. Enough people are coming from the general Midwestern area to the tournament to make the ticket revenue worth it. Right. I don't know if I'd be shocked to believe it was. So it had a weird. Ultimately, I don't know the answer. I'm not perfect.
Right.
But something is one of those I don't know. I'm not going to make any accusations. I got a weird feeling on my stomach about it. It doesn't sit, something's not sitting right about it.
The one thing that the pros did, I think, was they had a couple different fundraiser things where if they wore the flower pattern hat, shirt, pants, in any sort of combination.
So they did do stuff. Okay.
There was money that went towards that, and a lot of the guys did Eagle Birdie donations. So for every birdie, for every eagle.
So this is why I'm glad I brought it up. Yeah. Good. Okay.
So there was an effort there. I get your overall point is when there's such a devastating event like that, everybody should pour all their funds into the things that
I'm not naive,
matter at the end of the day
here, but so that was sort of so. It's sort of what efforts I feel like there needed to be some efforts to be this is worth doing and being a priority. And it sounds like they did do some stuff to be it's worthwhile and a priority to still have. And I'm sure there's a certain bit of sense of normalcy. Can we just have something we look forward to every year?
Right. Yeah. I mean, for sure. And I don't know. We don't even know what the impact could have been if it was just if they would have taken those efforts money towards other things, would it have made?
What do we know?
Yeah.
You know how the algorithms work and your phones listen to you, right?
Sure.
So talking about all this Hawaii golf stuff, I started getting a bunch of weird Hawaii things in my suggestions on YouTube. And I watched this thing about how there's the islands of Hawaii, and then there's the extended ones, and it's all the different atolls Midway and all that.
Right.
And then they're the newest one that they think will be above land. It'll be the furthest east of all the islands.
Okay.
And it should be above land sometime between 10,000 years from now and 100,000 years from now.
Shut up, really?
But
that's wild.
I went down that rabbit hole, which led to the Oracle guy owning 98% of one of the main islands.
Sure.
And then along the lines of like, hey, should we have other priorities? I saw something. He donates $165 million a year, relatively speaking, and it's less than 1% of his annual income.
Holy cow. Yeah, let's not look to PGA to solve those problems.
He owns 98% of an island in Hawaii and donates.
Yeah.
Think about that. 98% of a whole Hawaiian island and donates less than 1% of his income.
There was a story when we were in the South Pacific, and I think it was, I never told you about the yacht that we saw, which is like the guy who owned BlackBerry was parked outside one of the atolls. I mean, the thing was, I can't even describe it. Like, your house would have easily fit into it. My apartment would have fit into it. It was multi-stories. It was just incredible. Anyways, there's a story that I think Zuckerberg wanted to buy one of the islands, in and around Tahiti and Bora Bora, and the French Polynesian were like, no.
Nah, we're good, bro.
He's like, how much? And they said no. Their answer was, nope, we're all right.
Yeah, we're good here.
Yeah, which I appreciate.
Yeah, it's pretty good. To wrap it up, Chris Kirk.
Yes, Chris
the
Kirk.
eventual winner, friend of the program,
Right
True Linkswear.
Yeah.
Ambassador for them. I believe wearing True Linkswear shoes throughout the week and the all-day pants.
Yes.
Which I will vouch. I have multiple pairs of them. I love them.
Yeah.
So shout out Chris Kirk.
I don't know if you know this, but Chris Kirk doesn't really express himself. He's very cool and calm and collected. I feel like if you would have played a drinking game every time they talked about how stoic Chris Kirk was.
I feel like saying playing a drinking game talking about Chris Kirk is somewhat ironic.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. But yeah, you'd be dead. You'd be dead.
Yeah.
Because that was like, it's just one of the, like, I guess I watch a lot of golf. We know these guys, and maybe the first time someone's watching an event, it lands for them. But man, I feel like they latch onto this stuff. It's like the nerves thing with our old nemesis. Yeah. They just latch onto this like, all right, we get it. Yeah, he's cool, calm, stoic, doesn't laugh, doesn't smile, doesn't get mad.
Hey.
I didn't even put it on the list, but did you listen to the guest Kevin Kisner doing some stuff?
I was going to ask you, what'd you think of Kisner?
I thought he was good.
I thought there were moments.
Yeah.
I thought there were other times where I'm like, you've seen him on enough funny internet, YouTube, Barstool things, whatever.
Yeah, I've never watched him on any of that stuff, so I never
he's
really...
very dynamic, and so I'm like, he was clearly nervous at times.
For sure.
And I didn't watch enough to really form an opinion, but I was like, I feel like he's really toned down and in some sort of shell. And I go, what?
Yeah, he was.
What's the point?
Which is why I think, like, to your point, every once in a while there were these little nuggets, but the thing I liked the most was that in the moment, before a shot was taken, because he's played these shots, he's played this course, because he's still in it, he is telling us what this golfer is trying to do.
Okay.
Like, he was more into that, that's what I like.
Right.
He was talking more about, he was a little more different perspective about the course.
Okay.
Because he just played that. So I thought when he added those pieces, I thought it was really good, and it was informative to me.
Do you like
more so than what's the one where when they hit the ball within 5 feet of the hole, and I don't know if it's Gary Koch or who does it. He goes, okay. And then they just swoop over to him like, come on, man. Like he wants to try to get this as close as possible. But I think Kisner was like very specific. Like, he wants to hit this ball 10 feet onto this spot on the green and hope that it goes the way that he wants it to go.
Did you like him better than Smiley?
I did in that sense.
Okay.
I think I'm starting to get a little worried about, like, Smiley's still good. I think Smiley still will give us some background information on the shot that they're trying to hit. But Smiley hasn't played all these courses. He never, he's played Kapalua, but not competitively, I'm sure, right? Like,
are you worried he might be getting too institutionalized?
A little bit. I think he might, but we'll see. He was still informative, which is all I ask about. I'm so tired of the, he's got a downhill lie,
informative
below his feet,
but let your hair down a little.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I feel like there are these canned things where it's like, this is a really good shot, or he could have done better. But like, Kistner would explain why it didn't go better.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like he would say, like, oh, he was too far right of the. Like he should be looking at this flag shadow here and hit it 10 feet in front of it, and it's going to feed down. Like he would really know the course a little better. So I enjoyed it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But he was very nervous. You could see.
Yeah.
It was like when they'd go to the 3-man booth and he'd be like, just super.
That was so brutal.
So awkward. It's so weird. Yeah, he was not super comfortable with it.
Not at all.
Yeah, I thought he did some pretty good commentary.
Okay.
2 more things, I suppose. We're cruising through this show. Is it new gear season or what?
God.
It is fast and furious, man.
It's so interestingly, you'll never guess who I was having a conversation about this with. A good friend, Marcus, over at Noonan Golf.
Oh, really? How's Marcus doing?
Good.
Yeah.
And they're getting ready for the PGA show.
Oh, man.
He's making cracks about how much he knows I love the PGA show. And I'm like, the problem is, what happens is everybody this week, everybody's writing about the paradigm smoke or what the AI.
The Q.
No, that's TaylorMade.
Oh.
AI paradigm smoke.
Right.
Or something like that. It's a
Right.
paradigm smoke.
Right.
And everybody's posting their video about it. Everybody's writing about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Today, as we're recording, the TaylorMade official release comes out on the drivers.
Right.
The QI10.
Right.
That made me think of another comment. Everybody's going to post their videos. All the cool social media influencers that are cooler than us already have it.
Right.
And all of them are going to post their videos at the same time. What about in June? What about July?
Yeah.
When people are like, oh, I need a new driver. I'm sick.
Yeah,
my golf season's not going well. I got to make a change.
Well, that and then like when in May or late April is when people really go out to start shopping around.
Nobody's going to be talking about any of this stuff fresh. And I don't blame, I know how this game works. I don't blame anyone for posting anything about it, but you're like, and I guess it's like a testament to the PGA show too. Yeah, when you had to go buy everything for your store or your shop.
Right, that's where you
in
would
January.
go. Right.
You wanted to get inundated with everything, but now it's like, it just doesn't work that way. And so I'm already super overwhelmed.
I know, man.
It's
a lot.
And then, so
I can't imagine if you're on the other side, like,
well, and it's like the
seeing
stuff,
just the stuff over
there's
and
a
over
good
and over
handful
again.
of things coming this year that, everybody knows about. Some people don't know about, getting to see what we get to see.
Sure.
I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, some of the stuff is really cool.
I can't.
For sure. Including the thing I'm going to tease at the end of the show.
The Cobra. Yeah. The Cobra driver. I won't put any details out because actually I think the press release goes out tomorrow. But that thing's been out in pictures for months maybe.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing. I'm super excited to try it. But even the things I'm excited about, I'm like, oh my God, I just can't take any more of it.
Well, I'm looking forward to us doing a bunch of stuff around some of it. And that's not why I brought it up.
And we promise you this. We'll do it not at the same time, even just the same time as everyone else. We'll give it to you at other times throughout the year. We'll keep talking about it.
It's true. And we'll cut out we'll cut out all the jargon.
Most of it.
That's the stuff that
Well, and that's what's killing me right now. Everyone's going, oh, this QI10, and it's the highest
10K Revolution
10K,
10K
MOI,
right?
MOI this, MOI that,
Right.
and I'm like, man, MOI has been maxed out in drivers. Right. John Claffey of Tour Edge has come on and talked about that numerous times on this channel.
Yep.
Like, high MOI, it can only be done to such a degree.
Yeah, physics is physics.
So we're all sitting here going,
unless you make it a really long head,
right? And you're not allowed to.
Right.
So
right.
The marketing spiel, I get it, you got to do it, but it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's where you're right. We'll drop all the jargon and be like, okay, yeah, maybe it's the most forgiving driver ever made. Is it any good?
Right. Meet us at 5-iron. Right.
Exactly.
All right. One last thing. We haven't done this in a while.
Okay.
What you watching? A little TV talk.
I'm watching Fargo
Like the newer, or did you go back and?
Just never watched any of the other seasons.
I haven't watched any of it either.
And I started a long time ago, like probably when it came out. I tried to watch the first season, just didn't connect with me.
Okay.
Don't know why. It's fantastic. I'm on the Colin Hanks, Bob Odenkirk, Billy Bob Thornton season.
Jesus.
And I'm missing some names. Like it's
one of those. Yeah, it's one of those shows. Like
right.
Yeah.
And every year it's someone new. It's so good. Really, really enjoying it. It's a little bit of a commitment.
I was gonna say, how many episodes per season?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hour programming?
Yeah, like 47 minutes.
Ish, whatever, right.
So yeah, I'm watching that.
How does it work? Is it the same storyline with different people?
New story every season.
But it's all in Fargo.
No, I think it's different locations.
Oh,
I
okay.
think, if I have it right. I'll let you know next season.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Yeah.
So I'm watching that and really enjoying it. It's, slowly chipping our way through it. And then with the kids, I have been doing a rewatch starting from David Tennant's first season of Doctor Who. Because all the new holiday specials and Christmas specials of Doctor Who came out. I enjoyed all of them. And so I said, we're going to go. I wish I started with Eccleston now that I've done it, that I did it. But I said, all right, let's start with Tennant.
So you're a longtime Doctor Who guy?
Man, when my first kid was born, staying up at night, just
really
cranking out Doctor Who
I've
episodes.
never watched a single episode.
Watching it on the train. But yeah, and then I got away from it for a while. So I'm like, all right, the kids are loving it, so we're going to watch it all. And then the stuff that I kind of fell off on, I'm going to pick that up and get current.
Okay.
So
right.
That's another one. Those are 45-minute episodes. And there's a lot of continuation and small detail to follow. And I'm like, well, no, see, in the
it's one of those.
second season with Matt Smith, you're going to find out. And there's this River Song. She's his wife, but it's Amy Pond's daughter. Don't worry about it. She's the only one who knows his name.
We never talked about, is it Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Really?
No.
God, I really thought you would watch it because it links the Clone Wars, right? It's really the Clone War.
I have no reason not to watch it. I've heard good things, and if anything, I think just for Darth Maul showing up at some point, I should watch it. But
yeah, he hasn't shown up. He didn't show up.
Nah, but he's in the storyline, so he should be there.
Right, that's what I mean, and that's what I figured because to me, like when I would read about it, so I watched it. I liked it.
I still have to watch the last episode of Andor, and I loved Andor. I just I don't know why I haven't. I just haven't.
God, Andor is so good. But yeah, there seems to be a lot. If you know the background from the Clone Wars, some of this stuff means more or makes more sense. Or you're like, oh, like you start connecting the dots. But I never remember I tried to watch it and I was like, this is brutal. I can't do it. But nevertheless, I still enjoyed it. I didn't realize the finale was the finale.
Of Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I watched it, I'm like, oh. Like I went to the next week and I was like, let's watch. And I was like, oh, that was the finale. Okay.
How very Always Sunny of them.
But yeah, that was it's good. I think you like it.
Okay.
I think you like it. She's great.
Okay.
She's great as what's her name?
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, she's really good. Yeah. So
all right,
there's a lot of debate around the other character, around if you're born with it or if you can be taught it, and because I'm not sure what the backstory is, but like if you can be taught it or if she was somehow born with it, or it's like, I don't know, like,
I mean,
the force is everywhere, all around us, all the time.
Yeah, but yeah.
So can you harness it?
I thought it was always like a thing in your blood. I don't know.
See, right. That's
and this is
where
Star Wars.
Right.
Shut up, nerds.
I'm not watching anything really that fun. I'm doing a lot of rewatching. I'm rewatching New Girl again. I'm rewatching Community. I'm rewatching Arrested Development. We're going through some of the stand-ups that were nominated for a Golden Globe.
Watched Oppenheimer finally.
Oh, did you? See, I haven't. I'm going to watch that. Worth it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We saw Barbie. You seen Barbie?
I haven't.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic. Yeah, we saw May, December. Have you heard of this?
I don't know this. Yeah.
May December. So the term May December is like a young person being with an old person, like the age difference, and it's about the teacher that fell in love with a 7th grader and got pregnant and went to jail. Do you remember the story? This is a real story.
What kind of show is this?
No, it's really happened.
I mean, this show. What are we talking about?
So now it's whatever, present or something, and they're going to make this movie about that thing. And there's an actress that's going to play the role of the woman, and she comes to like talk to them about it, and that's what the movie is. It's very odd. It's very kind of psychological. Weird.
I can't watch anything uncomfortable. We've talked about this a million times. Like, it's a post-parenting thing.
Yeah,
and my wife can, no problem. She loves all the like killing and terrible travesty things. She'll watch them all. Which we don't need to worry. But like for me, I'm like, no, this is too like whether it's like secondhand embarrassment or whatever. I'm like. It's just too uncomfortable.
That's how Zell is. Zell gets real uncomfortable. And she's like, I don't like this. That's what she'll audibly like say like, I don't like this.
I don't like this. I'm out. That's what I'm gonna start doing then. So, no, but I've gotten so good. I'm like, just you tell me. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah. I can't think of anything new I've watched as of late. I should probably like new television, series or anything.
There's nothing worth watching.
We started, I started 6 Feet Under, the rewatch of that.
Okay.
To see if it still holds up, see if it's good. So far, it's still damn good. That first episode was one of the all-time best episodes.
Yeah, I remember
ever
giving it a shot, and I feel like I watched the first episode, second episode, and then never watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. It gets wild. It gets fun. But anyways, we hadn't had some TV talk in a while, so.
Feels good. Feels right. Feels right.
Watching a lot of sports. That's really what I've been doing. Watching a lot of sports.
I mean,
I saw my daughter on the television today watching the Bulls game.
That'd be weird.
She goes,
what are you doing there?
Right. I had to rewind it, of course, and then record it and send it to her. Like, I spy.
And she's like, yeah, thanks. Everybody does this, Dad.
No, because I'm the only one that watches the games.
It's probably true too.
No, nobody else watches.
Nobody's watching the Bulls.
Yeah, I don't even know if they lost today. They were up 10 when you swooped me. They're up 10. Before we started, they were tied with like a second left. So I was like, oh. Anyways, all right.
Okay,
that's the show. Thank you again to 5 Iron. Don't forget Range Heroes 15 to get yourself a hoodie, a vest, a nice warm, comfy quarter zip there.
This fleece is so good.
Yeah, it is a great fleece.
I've been nothing but ecstatic in my ownership of this thing.
It's pretty great.
I love it.
It's pretty great. You can follow Bill Bush at Range Heroes. You can read his stuff. Oh, we forgot. What are they called? Like
the new stuff we're doing.
Yeah, like what do you have going on the website?
I don't remember. Puma Alpha Cat Nitro review went up today.
Yep.
Oh, and I think it was Monday. The Timber Touch Putter Works review. The
one that's made out of wood,
out of Wisconsin, and make these all wood putters. They're interesting. I think they're onto something. I've seen putters like this in the past that are very gimmicky.
Yeah,
still kind of gimmicky, but it's way more functional than many of those. Like at the golf shows you go to. Yeah. It's more functional than those. Okay. And it's interesting. It's real interesting.
All right. I wanted to plug. Plug was the word I was looking for.
There you go. Right.
Brain wasn't working. When this show will drop tomorrow, Friday, whatever. Tuesday,
January 16th.
Right. We are debuting a new sort of show.
Yeah,
kind of.
We'll call it that, yeah.
Yeah, we're calling it Behind the Gear.
Behind the Gear.
And it's just a full deep dive into a specific piece of gear.
Yep.
Right? It can be, in this case, it's something very new, very cool, very forward-thinking, I think. Mm-hmm. Nothing really exists that is out there right now kind of like this.
I would say, from what I have seen, nothing of this functionality and quality. There's some people who've done things like it where I'm like, if we're being honest, no one wants this.
Right.
This one,
Right.
people will want.
Yeah. Anyway, or it could be an old, like a retro vintage piece that you're going to tell a story about, or just deep dive into that.
We got plans.
Yeah, we got some stuff, but it's called Behind the Gear. So you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. You're definitely going to want to hit the bell, right? And like this video just because you're nice. Again, and that'll drop Tuesday. Coming
the 16th,
Tuesday.
Yep.
We need to start talking about what's the next sort of behind the gear that we're going to do.
Yeah,
We got some stuff.
got
sure.
some work to do.
Right. Anyways, that's Bill Bush at Range Heroes. I'm Chris McEwen at Chris McEwen. This is That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. We'll see you next week.
No, we won't. You're gonna be you're gone.
But I could do a remote.
All right.
Maybe we'll see you next week.
Maybe we'll see you next week.
I may be in a very warm locale.
So maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Right. All right.